Hello everyone. Today the top 5 best 4K monitors 2025. 4K monitors offer ultra-high-definition resolution, delivering sharp visuals and vibrant colors for gaming, creative work, and multimedia. With enhanced detail and screen space, they provide an immersive, high-performance viewing experience. Get ready for honest and in-depth product reviews that will help you make informed buying decisions. Hit subscribe and never miss a review show. Let's get started. Number 5. Asus ROG Swift 32-inch 4K HDR monitor. Asus ROG Swift PG32UQS has cutting-edge technology that represents the future of computer monitors. It is a 32-inch 4K monitor with a mini LED backlight that includes 1,152 individual dimming zones, each of which can turn on or off independently. It's VESA Display HDR 1400 certified and has an IPS panel. The monitor has great color accuracy and a very wide color gamut, traits that are obvious in movies and games, but also useful for content creators. The mini LED backlight offers the best contrast ratio of any we tested. Motion clarity is strong, too, thanks to the 144Hz refresh rate and NVIDIA G-Sync support. That's good news for gamers, who are the monitor's target audience. On the downside, it lacks HDMI 2.1. It can still handle 4K per 120 Hz when connected to the Xbox Series X, but not with the PlayStation 5. HDR performance is where this monitor leaps ahead of the pack. It has a maximum peak brightness of over 1,400 nits, and its sustained brightness was the second highest of any monitor we tested. It also beats many HDR televisions. HDR content is so vivid you'll all but feel the heat of on-screen explosions. Build quality is outstanding. The monitor feels luxurious, with a robust, sturdy, wide stand that adjusts for height, tilt, and swivel. But it's also so large and heavy that you may have trouble finding space for it on a small desk. Number 4. BenQ PD3220U Thunderbolt 3 Monitor. The BenQ PD3220U is a 32-inch 4K monitor designed for professional use. It has a 60 Hz refresh rate, supports HDR, and uses an IPS panel. It also has a USB-C Thunderbolt 3 port with power delivery that can charge a compatible laptop. The monitor's additional USB-A ports make it useful as a USB hub. As the name implies, the PD3220U is similar to the smaller PD2725U. It shares the smaller model's top-tier color accuracy, very wide color gamut, and excellent sharpness, all of which make it a great monitor for professional content creation. However, the larger PD3220U suffers a lackluster contrast ratio that falls behind most competitors. This hurts the monitor's depth and realism when using it for entertainment. The monitor supports HDR, but at only 250 nits is nowhere near bright enough to properly display HDR content. You're better off sticking with SDR. This monitor is simple but handsome and feels expensive when handled. It has a stand that adjusts for height, tilt, and swivel, but it can't pivot due to its size. Number 3. Dell S2721QS Monitor 27-inch. The Dell S2721QS is a 27-inch 4K monitor with an IPS panel. It has a 60 Hz refresh rate, supports HDR, and is among the least expensive 4K monitors available. Despite its price, the S2721QS provides great image quality in a wide range of content. It has a high maximum brightness, superb sharpness, and good overall color performance. Its contrast ratio is near the top of IPS panels, so it looks better in dark scenes than most similar monitors. The monitor supports HDR input, but it's only HDR ready, instead of VESA Display HDR certified. That's a bit surprising because in our tests, it performed better than some monitors that are certified. Don't get too excited, however. While it can add vibrance to HDR content, it's only a modest improvement over SDR. Unfortunately, this monitor doesn't support adaptive sync, which will probably disappoint gamers who prefer smooth, fast-paced gameplay. It's still a great choice for games with a slower pace, such as strategy or simulation titles. This is a sleek, modern monitor that looks great on a desk and feels sturdy despite the low price. It ships with a quality stand that can adjust for height, tilt, swivel, and even rotate 90 degrees. Number 2. Gigabyte M27U 27-inch IPS monitor. The Gigabyte M28U used to be the best 4K gaming monitor, you could pick up for around $500. Although it's an inch smaller, the Gigabyte M27U is an improvement over its predecessor in almost every way, while costing slightly less. It's 100 nits brighter, 400 max compared to 300, has a max refresh rate of 160 Hz up from 144 Hz, and a VISA display HDR 600. The M27U is also the first Gigabyte monitor we've reviewed with serviceable HDR performance. Although it's only rated for only up to 600 nits, highlights still pop in games, and there's a noticeable difference with it enabled. Sadly, due to the M27U sub 1000:1 contrast ratio, shadowy areas can look crushed together and lose fine detail. It's not terrible, especially for the price, but you might be a bit disappointed if you're expecting OLED-level blacks. Where the M27U doesn't disappoint is in the added features. At around $500, even less on sale, it includes speakers, 3 USB-A 3.2 ports, a USB-C port with 18 watts of power delivery, and most impressively, eschews a power brick. Many newer $1,000 gaming monitors, like the LG UltraGear OLED 27GR95QEB, lack most of, if not all of these features. The M27U is a great option if you want to dip your toes into 4K gaming without spending twice as much on a top-of-the-line monitor. Even if you only play slower-paced deck-building or strategy games, the additional pixel density makes character art and fine details sing. Number 1. Acer Nitro 15282K IPS Gaming Monitor. The Acer Nitro 15282K KV is a 28-inch 4K monitor with a 144 Hz refresh rate and AMD FreeSync support. It also supports HDMI 2.1, so it can handle 4K per 120 Hz gameplay from an Xbox Series X or PlayStation 5. The monitor is VISA Display HDR 400 certified and uses an IPS panel to deliver exceptional image quality and viewing angles. The screen looks sharp and crisp, and it has outstanding color performance, including spot-on color accuracy and a very wide color gamut. This adds up to vibrant, lifelike images. Although marketed primarily to gamers, the 15282K KV's color performance makes it perfect for professional content creators. The biggest flaw is a mediocre contrast ratio that leads to a hazy, dull look in dark scenes. The HDR is bright enough to add pop to some HDR scenes, but it's not a huge upgrade over SDR. This monitor is not the most affordable, but it does outperform most monitors in its price range, especially for gaming. Acer achieves this by making a few cuts to build quality. The 15282K KV has a sturdy stand that adjusts for height, tilt, and swivel, but the monitor's design is plain and its construction is merely functional.